Hello, guys, and welcome to the show. This is your cryptocurrency update for Bitcoin and all the cryptocurrencies for Friday, September 8th, 2018. And there's been some new developments. The first thing I want to talk about, well, let me first start by opening up the charts right here. And let's take a look at Bitcoin today. Bitcoin 64.41. And what do we see here on the charts? Well, I'll tell you what I see is we've had this little waterfall event, and she's fell down to a plateau down here at 62. It went down to a bottom of 62.53. It's fell down to a plateau, and now it's 64.46. It doesn't really seem to want to go any lower at this stage in the game than this price right here. And like I say, there's been some new developments in Bitcoin that I want to talk about. First, let's look at cryptocurrency market capitalizations. What we see here is Bitcoin going down and reaching this plateau, and we see it in all of the, if you look at the altcoins, you can see how they all follow Bitcoin's lead. They've all went down and found their plateau too, just like Bitcoin, like little mimics of Bitcoin, like little clones, you know. And so we're looking at some of these coins are actually back in the green again today. Bitcoin's very slightly in the green, but some of these coins, like Stellar, 4.85% in the green. Well, that's not bad, you know. It's pretty good. Some of them are up 3%, like Dash. Dash is up 3%, but you know that's a really good price for a Dash coin right now. I can just tell you right now, offhand, right off the bush, that's a great little price, 177 bucks. And Dash is going to be a really good coin to own. Litecoin, 56.45. That's a really good price for Litecoin. I'll tell you what. Being as new developments, you know, and everything, I think I might go in today and pick up a Litecoin or two, because there's new developments going on, and I'm going to get right into it. How do I explain this? It's kind of difficult to explain. I'll tell you, I'm going to turn the charts off. I'm going to get into explaining it. There's an emerging market crisis going on, and already this has actually started for a while now. If you want to count certain countries like Brazil, you know, not Brazil, but not Argentina. Excuse me, Venezuela. Venezuela has been in this crisis for a while now. It's fully developed. It's developed to the extent that it could develop in other countries. In other words, what's happening is as these emerging market companies meet a crux for money, they need to pay these dollars back that they've borrowed when times were good during the credit expansion. Okay? And they don't have this money now, and what it's doing is it's hyperinflating their own currencies. Venezuela is a fantastic example of this, and this has been going on for a while now. You see what it's done to the country. It's basically torn it to ribbons. Well, it doesn't end with Venezuela. There's 13 of these countries now that this same process is beginning in. The empire, which is America, and the American dollar, which is the foundation of the monetary system, is where it's what's causing all of this to happen. The Fed's very non-accommodative monetary policies right now, where they're pulling dollars in. Basically what they're doing is they've increased it every several months, every 3 months, they've increased it by $10 billion. And now they're up to the 50 billion. They're going to click on to the 50 billion very shortly. That's what they're going to be doing every single month, each and every single month. They're bonds. The bonds come in, and the bonds mature. And then what they do is the Fed sucks that liquidity that those bonds. So say they got a bunch of bonds and the bonds are worth 5 million and they mature. They cash those bonds in, the Fed does. Then they take that $5 million or whatever and they suck it out of the general economy. It's called this is how they are the Fed's balancing their checkbook, if it were. They're saying now, the Fed's basically saying now, we've lent you this money, we want it back. And what they're doing is they're taking the money back that they put in when the financial crisis occurred a few years back. They put money into the economy. They're withdrawing that money out now. Well, you can't withdraw that money out without it having an effect on the dollar. You can't raise interest rates too without it having an effect on the dollar. And so what's happening is the dollar's getting stronger. Well, these other countries, they're getting weaker, and it's going to be a landslide. Well, what's the effect on cryptocurrencies? Well, the effect of this is in Venezuela now, cryptocurrencies has went to the moon already there, comparatively speaking again, and demand for cryptocurrencies goes way up because they need a life raft to cling to while their currency is sinking. See? So now we're going to have this effect increasing over the next up and coming months if the Fed continues with this monetary policy. And this has got a very positive effect for cryptocurrencies. In fact, some of these countries, they might have black markets that actually start to actually quite literally use cryptocurrencies instead of anything else worldwide. So the cryptocurrencies are becoming a global currency used in any country that's basically in trouble. And now we got 13 countries in all that are going to be getting in trouble. This is starting to turn into a global phenomenon, this emerging market crisis, and it's going to demand, if it gets really bad, we're going to see these, and it very well could, because the Fed has no plans on stopping this draining of liquidity out of the system, which is going to continue to raise the dollar higher and higher, make the dollar stronger and stronger. So what we have, basically, we have a very strange situation developing, and this is a trend developing, and I'm spotting it ahead of time, before it really gets all that bad. And the trend is that the whole world, except for the United States of America, is right now starting to go into a hyperinflation. All the emerging market countries, including Canada here. When you compare their dollars, like the Canadian dollar against the American dollar, when you can compare the Turkish lira against the American dollar, they're losing ground. Now, when I mention the Turkish lira, it's losing ground much quicker than the Canadian. But when this effect intensifies, when these things intensify, the Canadian dollar might go down as quick as the lira against the American dollar. And the American dollar, because what's happening is all these countries of the earth are going into an inflationary, basically their currencies are melting down and they're having an inflationary problem. The American dollar is going to have exactly the opposite. America will be the only country on earth that's experiencing deflation at the same time. So America will be experiencing deflation. And this is a deflationary spike event that I've talked so much about. It's going to affect America, not the rest of the world. The rest of the world is going to have the inflation. So we're entering into a very, very strange situation indeed. And the effect on cryptocurrency could be rather astronomically demand in all of these other countries on earth, because you have to realize it's not just America that's involved here, it's the whole world. And this can help spread cryptocurrency across the world much greater, because it can be used as a safe haven asset in all these countries that are going to experience profound inflation. Like very soon, if not already, in Turkey, they're going to be starting to take a serious look at cryptocurrencies as an alternative. I should check into that and find out just how far advanced that is right now. today, that would be a good little project for me, is to look that up on the internet and find out just how advanced the Turkish lira is going along in that. So listen, this has been your market report for this morning on Bitcoin, the cryptocurrencies. You guys have a really nice day. Have a really nice Friday, and we'll see you guys again on Monday. Bye-bye for now.